everyone, I have Britt with me and she is going to do my makeup Marilyn style. So she did this beautiful look and we're a bit excited to do this. It's actually quite fun. And if you want to see how she gets me looking like this, just keep watching.
Thanks. Okay, so to start, I'm just going to prime the face. I use my hands because I'm a caveman. And then we're just going to use the Max Factor Face Finity. I have no idea how to do this. All Day Flawless 3-in-1 foundation. So it's apparently you don't need a concealer because it's primer, concealer and foundation in one with some SPF. Do you care if I put it on the back of my hand or go for it? Wicked.
There's a buffing brush.
There's a buffing brush. So we'll use the fake beauty blender first.
Oh, that's Real Techniques.
Real Techniques, that's right. That's why I said fake beauty blender. Names are not my forte. So Marilyn had a really, she actually used to underneath all of her foundations put Vaseline so that it would be really dewy and fresh looking, because she did believe that having young, glowing skin made her look a lot more youthful. Naturally, I wouldn't want to put Vaseline on my skin. It sounds like a terrible idea.
No Vaseline for me.
No, we'll just fake it with highlighters.
We will.
We'll fake a glow. She had very glowy skin, which actually was quite uncommon those days because matte was really all the rage with a lot of other lovely ladies from Marilyn's time period. Okay, so we've got the base on. Concealer, that's what's next.
Yeah.
So just pop it on, don't we?
Yeah.
This one.
We're just using concealer now.
Okay, so now we're going to work on we've got the base beginning almost covered. We're just going to create a bit of the soft Marilyn glow. So just in the places you'd normally put your highlighter, I'm just going to run it across the top here. I'm going to put a little bit under the brow, into the brow apparently. And I also, to make it look extra dewy, I'm just going to run a little bit above the top here. It really creates, just when it catches the light, it looks so good. And we're just going to blend that out using the sponge.
How does that look? Shiny?
Nice and glowy.
Glowy?
Yeah. I like it. So we've got some glow on now. We're just going to quickly set the face. She didn't really use all that much powder back then, but we definitely do want a little bit. Just because I could never not set my face.
Yeah, I love setting my face.
It feels weird. It feels unfinished.
I know.
It's just, I see people not do it and I'm just like,
why?
Wrong. So wrong. I just use the patting motion rather than, you don't want to, when you're setting your face, you really don't want to drag it. It just pulls the foundation right off and it undoes all your hard work. And why would we want to make it harder on ourselves? So now, I'm going to start with the contouring. Marilyn really loved a heart-shaped face, so we wanted the eyes to look really wide and really far apart, and then the cheek to be just small and sweet and delicate. I've just taken a bit of the yellow guy up here, tap my brush off, and then I've just got it in the under eyes to brighten it up. And then we're going to do some contouring. I really love, which one do you use? Because I always use this one. These two? Cool. I don't think anyone uses this. It's way too red. It's way too red.
I use both of them mixed.
Yeah, these two together. So when you do your contour, obviously you do want a cooler tone one because it really is supposed to mimic a shadow. So the way we're going to do Mel's to get more of a Marilyn look is rather than your traditional just here where it creates it in and then it sort of you highlight under here a little bit more. We're just actually going to go the whole way down, so it should hopefully slim down and create a bit more of a heart shape. We're still going to focus it above the top. We're not going to put too much down on the jaw, but we are going to bring that down. We really want just a sweet little heart-shaped contour. We're just going to go under the chin. I like to, because I get really paranoid about making sure everything matches, so I like to flick it up and just bring it up, and it then brings a bit of the colour onto the neck as well. Okay, that is her base perfected. Onto the brows. Marilyn has really long, thin brows. Yet again, everything that she did was about making this portion of her face, her eyes, wider, softer, sleepier. So with the brows, we're going to keep it really simple. I'm just using a dark matte brown shadow, and we're just going to run this through. I'm not going to shape hers like Marilyn's all too much, because Mel's brows are already, they're pretty bossy.
Dark.
They're intense, but we'll just we'll just make the peak look a little bit more pointy. So we've got the brows. We've just put a little bit of a peak at the top just so that it had a bit more shape, but you still, like I said, I really recommend when you're doing the look to keep your brows still look quite as close to your natural brows as possible. Otherwise it begins to make it look like you're wearing a costume, and what we're trying to do is, rather than make you look exactly like Marilyn Monroe, because her face structure is entirely different anyway, I'm just doing a bit more of an inspired by look. Next, I did just realise I totally forgot blush, which happens a lot. So I'm just going to put a soft matte pink on, and we're not going to do all that intense. Yet again, with the blush, we're just going to keep it to this portion of the face. I prefer to use blush almost more just to mimic the contouring in terms of the placement, just to sit above it. We're nice and glowy, we've got a bit of a contour and got our brows on. So let's move on to the eyes. I've just got a bit of a eye primer. So we're just going to do a little bit of eyelid primer all over. Oh, it's white, okay. So with her eyeshadow, it was really, really simple. We're just going to use a bit of light gold and simple colours. The first thing I always do is take a matte neutral colour and pop it all over the lid and all over the brow. When you do that, it makes the blending of the shadows that much easier. So I'm just going to take a shimmery gold, not a very bright gold, but just nice and subtle. I'm making it a bit warmer to suit Mel, just because Marilyn's shades, they were kind of dulled down, they were often a bit more pink, but I think with Mel's, olivey skin tone and brown hair and stuff, I think it'll just look a bit funny. So I always say, unless you want to recreate a look entirely and try and mimic them as much as possible and play with your skin tone and everything like that, adapt it, make it work for you. You just want to get the same feeling rather than always having to be exact. So I just put that all over the mobile area of the lid, just a soft, subtle wash of colour. So we're just going to mix a soft taupey colour that's all matte together, and we're going to apply this through the crease. And you want to keep it nice and simple. Her makeup was very, very simple, subtle, but still really, really sexy. So one of the things Marilyn did was, underneath her eye, she actually used a grey shadow or eyeliner running down a little bit to create what actually looked like a shadow, to make it look like her lashes were so heavy and so full that they were actually creating a shadow. We don't have a grey today, so I'm just going to make do. I'm going to mix a little bit of a black and again that taupe colour, and if you can just look up, I just run it down to mimic the lash line at the top. I'm going to keep it nice and subtle today because we don't really want, obviously it translates a lot better on film and photos, but To accentuate that even further, I'm just going to take a little bit of a white and we're going to put it on top. Here. Blend it a little bit, keep it nice and subtle. And that'll brighten up the area too. Okay. Now, something you may not know is Marilyn actually, her eyeliner, it looks black, it was actually brown. It was a brown pencil. Mm-hmm. We don't have a brown pencil, and honestly I prefer liquid eyeliner, and I think yet again with Mel's colouring, a liquid eyeliner looks better. So we've got this little, it's so cute, it's so little. Max Factor Masterpiece Light and Defined Liquid Eyeliner. I haven't used one this short in a long time, so.
So cute.
Little felt tip pen. So I'm going to close Mel's eye. So I'm just starting in the middle of the eye, dragging it across. I find holding it like it's a pen and then keeping it in line with the eye really helps. I'm just moving that up. Okay, so we've got an even thick line with a little bit of a wing on the end. The next thing we're going to do is just run a little bit of a nude pencil in the waterline. So pull it down, sort of brighten the eye up and really make it pop. Another trick that Marilyn had was actually using a red lip liner right on the inside of the eye. It brightened, she believed it brightened it up and created a bit of contrast, so if you don't mind, I'm going to give that a go. Yeah. All's fair in love and makeup. Mm-hmm. Okay, mascara. We've got the Max Factor False Lash Effect.
It's my fave.
So it's this big guy right here. Okay, so we just got some fluffy demi lashes. With a thin little band. So I'm just going to take this. Just close your eyes for me. Wow, you do have big eyes.
Told you.
So I'm just going to line up my eye fronts. You've actually, holy shit, you've actually got a spot right where she would have it.
So I've got it, she's doing the spot that Marilyn would have.
I think I've got it on the right. Technically, probably because of image reversing, it's probably on that side of the face actually. But you've also got a little spot there, so I'll just put her little beauty spot on. There we go. So I got a little beauty spot on. Mm-hmm. And now the lips. Marilyn actually would use 5 different lip colours and multiple layers and a white eyeshadow in the middle. I'm going to make it a bit more wearable.
Because we do have to go get lunch after this.
Yeah, we're just going to like smush it all off. It's putting on to come back off. That's alright. I'm going to take our red lipstick now, which is here. I really like the packaging on this. So this is the Max Factor Ruby Tuesday. It's a really nice, deep, true dark red. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to go straight from the bullet. A lot of people use brushes, but
it's mine.
Yeah, it's yours. So what I'm going to do, what Marilyn always did was had a white shadow that she'd put in the centre of her lip. I'm just going to take a little bit of a white shade on my finger, just press it in the bottom in the middle. It's got a bit of gold, so that'll add a bit of depth. A bit of something special. And there we have it.
And I'm got a Marilyn look. I'm just whacking her.
Jeez, them should batch me up. I only made you pretty.
God. Now
So,
take my hairs out,
take your hairs out.
which I did earlier. Actually, I might leave that one in.
Yeah, that looks good. We've got our more modern Marilyn Made Simple with a beautiful full lashes and a sweetheart heart-shaped face and red lips. You're gonna go paint the town red.
Oh yeah. So thanks to Britt for doing my makeup today to look like Marilyn. I love it. I'm a bit excited about it actually. I want to go out now. I feel like I don't want to waste it.
Would you? You can take up reservation at the dinner at Fat Bob's if you want.
Oh, no, that's fine. I think we'll be taking lots of selfies with this face. But yeah, thanks for doing my makeup, and I will link everything for Britt's Instagram and blog down below. She's at
redlips_featherfans.
and that's on Instagram, and her blog is called
prettycannibalgirl.com. I'm not a real cannibal, I swear.
So that's the end of this video. Make sure you stay tuned, because I think in a few days I'll put up a link where I do Britt's hair, more Marilyn style.
To super glamorous.
Yes, for sure. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.